everyone, and welcome to another studio vlog. It is Tuesday today and I'm at home all day today. Yesterday, as per usual, I was out at the stables, which is a really good busy Monday, and the weather here has been so warm. It's like 27 degrees still every day, so still doesn't feel like November. We had a couple of days of like frost and now it's just gone straight back into British summer. So I've been out in the States now for all of this year. I haven't managed to go home since last Christmas, and we're moving back next summer, so 2021 summer, and I'm slightly concerned about how I'm going to deal with the cold and the dark, because last year I went back in October and I went back in December, and so I was kind of like, okay, this is fine, I can cope with this. Obviously avoided like February, because February in England is cold and dark. So now I just don't know how I'm going to deal with it when we move back, because I'm used to 25 degrees pretty consistently, yeah, pretty much until like May, when it goes back up to 40. So that's going to be fun. Anyway, that was completely unrelated to anything to do with the studio vlog. So a couple of quick things. Over the weekend, it was the eHearts online market, and I didn't make any sales, but I definitely loved doing it anyway. So I'm just putting it out there straight away that I didn't sell anything, but I got loads of engagement on my Instagram. I had loads of lovely messages from people. I had loads of people saying that they really enjoyed my stuff and sharing my shop, and I'm so grateful to everybody that did that. It's like, it was such a nice weekend, because every time I went on my phone, it felt like the whole community was just there, like cheerleading each other, and it was just a really lovely atmosphere, even though there wasn't an atmosphere because it was on my phone. But I don't know if any of that makes sense, but it's just so nice to see other people coming together over something in common and bigging each other up rather than being competitive. Because I think a lot of times in business or in jobs that I've done previously, it's been a lot of like, well, this person is doing this, so if you're not doing that, then they're going to get ahead of you and do better than you. So either you're going to go and do that, or you have to do it bigger and better. And I understand, like, from a business perspective, that can be quite a motivating way to get people working and get people doing what you want and pushing themselves for your business. But because you're like, well, if you do this, then you'll get promoted, but you're not doing enough of that, so we're not going to give you more money, basically. So it was just so nice to find a place on the internet that was like, hey, everyone's doing great, let's all talk about how great we are. And then that being it, and not being like but this person's doing better than you kind of thing. But it was so nice. I'm not really articulating it that well. Yeah, having come from quite competitive industry, I used to work in PR, and it's like, yeah, it is a competitive industry. It was just so nice to be in a place where people were complimenting each other, even if they were in a similar space, even if they were making similar things. Be like a good business person, not just it's just not all about capital gains, is it? It's not always about making the most money. It's about doing the best. That meaning doing the best, you know what I mean? Not just earning the most or building the biggest empire. It's about building people up, making your thing do good, which is why I really believe in my reusable cards, because they don't just have a single shelf life. They do more, they do better than a single card. So I'm really grateful for everybody that's making purchases, getting on board, or even just saying that they think it's a really good idea or really liking my stuff. I know it's really difficult at the moment with me being out in the States, because the delivery charges to back in England, which is where most people that follow me or a part of my community are from, the delivery charges are really steep at the moment. So I know that it's difficult. I have had conversations, particularly with Jamie, about how to get around that a bit better, and whether I could like outsource making the cards to somebody in England, so that I've got kind of like a US hub and with me and somebody back in England for the next 6 months. But I don't know, it's weird, because I like touching it all, I like making it all, I like it all being here, and it's quite a lot of work. My cards take a long time to make because it's not just a simple print and go. It's not like I don't get them made for me. I do all the printing myself. I'm also cut all the card, make the design, print everything out, cut all the insides, the insert bits in, and one card it's like 4 separate processes, not just one. And the same with the gift tags, they take a long time to make as well because they're fiddly, they're small, and I want each thing that I make to go out looking brilliant. I want it to look as nice and like professional as it possibly can, because people are paying money for this. I don't know how I used to make Christmas cards, which was just for my friends and family. So it has to look good and I have to be proud of it. And sometimes my printer just decides to put black splodges on stuff, or some of the ink runs, and so then you're redoing everything again, and it takes time, and it's not as simple as asking somebody, oh, can you just print out these cards? Because if it was, I would get a supplier in England. I would go to like printed.com or whatever it's called, Vistaprint, or find a local place to my parents and just print stuff off, and that would be quite easy to just like ship and go. But because there's more work that goes into it, I don't know that I feel like I can ask anybody to help back in England yet. I don't know that I want to. I kind of like that it's me. And I'm excited for next year for going back and be able to kind of like relaunch back in England, having put so much work in this year to build as much as I can of my business, to build the idea, to make Tree Kind art, to like think of the name, think of the shop, and like design everything. I'm really proud of how I've done that, and I feel like it's setting a good foundation for when I'm back in the UK and I can make shops and be like, hi, I'm an independent business person, do you want some cards? I'm really looking forward to all of that stuff. So yeah, this year has definitely been like foundation year, and I've not put too much pressure on myself for sales. Everything that I've not made any profit at all. Everything that I've done has been like anything that comes into my Etsy account gets invested straight back into the business, or is just like trying to cover costs of things that I've already bought, like my printer and my iPad and my Photoshop subscription, all of those things, the paper that I use, everything. Like, it's expensive to start a business, thousands to start properly from scratch to do something. And like, I don't have a sticker maker or anything else like that. Those things are expensive, and so yeah, I don't really know where I'm going anymore. Anyway, I was talking about the eHearts market and how great it was. So that was one thing. I'm going to stop talking because I've been talking for 11 minutes, and that's a long time, seeing as last week I talked for about 2. Thank you again for joining me. I will take you along with me for the rest of the week, and yeah, I hope you will have a good rest of your day. I'm going to do some order packing, and I then need to actually make a plan for my week. Catch you later. Okay, bye. Hi guys, happy Thursday. I just wanted to pop on because I've actually already filmed the last bit of this video and then I got an order through, which is exciting. So I started packing that up and then I thought, as I was doing it, I was like, I should film this because I should. It's just like the reality of running and doing your own card printing is it's quite annoying at the moment because I'm trying to print 6 cards for an order and they're all my Merry and Bright design, which is a very simple design, but my printer has decided to do all sorts of weird and wonderful things. So in this one it decided to blur the end of the bright, which is interesting, and then a load of these have blurs or splodges just on the back, just like those and that. So a card order that was meant to just be 6 cards has turned into 3 in there, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards printed, and 4 of them have come out fine and the rest are not. So I don't really know what to do with them because for the ones that have splodges, it's just on the back of the cards. It's like the front of them is absolutely fine, but the back has like black marks on. So I might have to do like a second sale at the end of the year or something. I'll keep them for that because this many bad prints in a row is quite unusual for my printer. It means that I'm using way more of my like supplies than I should be. Every one that's misprinted is another bit. Oh no, wait, there's another one. So there's, how many is misprinted? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 have misprinted and 4 have been fine. That's ridiculous, isn't it? Anyway, I'm gonna have to do some cleaning and stuff. I need 2 more cards, 2 more prints to be good, and then I can finish this order. So wish me luck. And then I will let the rest of this video play and you can catch up with me at the end. Okay, bye. Done this week. I feel like I've done quite a lot of order packing again this week, which is what I did most of last week as well. So I feel like I've not really got that much new stuff to show you. But actually I'll just pause and I will come back. I'm back. So what I have been doing is I've had a bit of a redesign of my thank you letters. So they used to look like this, which I think are really cute. So I did a couple of months ago when I was maybe first starting, I was doing quite a lot of kind of florally, it's not a focus, is it? Oh, come on. Can't really tell. But floral letters, and I really liked them at the time. And I've got like a whole range of numbers, so you can buy cards with personalized numbers with these floral designs on, and I've got a whole alphabet print on my Etsy shop, but they've not really sold, and it's probably my fault because I've not promoted them. Oh my gosh, the dog's got a squeaky toy just in time. I'm gonna borrow this, thank you. We're back. The dog that I'm watching has decided that now would be a great time to play with a squeaky toy. We'll play with it in a minute. Good boy. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I've had these floral designs and they're not really selling. I think they're really pretty, but I think my cards work best with a character or something a little bit quirky, or something like my Christmas cards that are really classic. So it's either something really memorable that's kind of really cute or funny, or something really timeless that people are like, that's a really classy card. And I think the floral stuff worked in its own bubble for a bit, but as I said, it's not really been selling. So these were my thank you cards for a bit, but they didn't really reflect what I was putting in each of the packages that I was sending out, because people weren't buying that design, so then it didn't really look that joined up, if you know what I mean. So I had a little think, and on the back of all my greetings cards, so this is a wonky print that's like gone into a second, so please ignore the fact that it's not centered. But on the back of my cards, I have this houseplant design, and the idea is that because the cards are reusable, every time you send a card on, you colour in a plant on the back, and then you send it on, and then you can count how many times the card's been sent before you get it, which I think is pretty cool to be able to see that it's actually been reused. So I've taken that plant pot design, I've made it into my thank you cards, and they're super simple. It's the text, the font that I use on all my designs, and then I've made them using the colours that I always use in my drawings, into a little rainbow. So I think it's really kind of quite cheerful, quite cute. It's got my logo on it, and it's simple. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it's turned out. So that was a bit of a mish this week that got done, which was nice. Yesterday was Veterans Day out in the US, so Jamie had the day off and we went out for a walk. I can't remember the name of the hill, but it's in the Band of Brothers, and it's in the first episode of Band of Brothers. I think it's called like Kuruhi, and it's like this whole scene of like 3 miles up, 3 miles down. They all have to run up and down it. And I'm telling you, that would be a brutal run. It was pretty steep. So we did that yesterday, which was great and kind of meaningful to pass the day. So I've not been in my office for that much of this week, mostly Tuesday day and some of today, which is good. So hence filming now. This week's a little bit more chatty than last week. Last week was a lot more kind of time-lapsey of packing and stuff like that. I didn't really feel like talking that much last week. I know I said it in the outro, but basically the reason behind that is I'm not going to make it back to England for Christmas this year, and I was feeling a bit sad about it, so I didn't really feel that chatty. I've had a good chat with my parents, I've had a good chat with some friends, and Jamie, of course, and so I kind of feel like, yeah, now that the decision has been made, I feel better about it, because it's kind of like, well, that's what's happening, the choice is made, and now you can move on and plan some nice things. So I'm gonna do some nice little bits and bobs out in the States. We're planning to take some trips out here, COVID willing and safety wise. The most exciting one being we're going down to Disney in at the start of December, because they're only running 25% capacity at the moment, and so you have to book into all the parks, and you can't do park hopper, and there's no fast pass, and lots of the stuff's not running. Like the parades are massively cut down, and I don't think there's any fireworks. So like for people that are really hardcore Disney fans that have been before or have been like bigging it up in their heads for years and years, it's probably not the best time to go. But for us, we want to go on the rides, we want to have fun, and we don't really like it being super busy anyway, so we don't know what we're missing, so we're quite happy just to go and have fun and enjoy it. So we're going to be going there, and then we've got some like plans in the works for Christmas. So the reason my camera is wiggling quite a lot is because the dog's got his head on it on the stand and he keeps wiggling it. He's the star of the show. So yeah, we've got some nice things happening in the next couple of months, and I can be sad, I can be down about it, but I also have to think, you know what, not going back is the right thing for my family and keeping them safe. The UK is currently in lockdown. The idea of going into a country that's in lockdown doesn't seem sensible right now. And even though I can get in and I could get back to the US because of Jamie's work, just because I can doesn't mean that I should. So yeah, as I say, it's a bit rubbish, but you know what, it's sensible, it's the right thing to do for now, and it's what we need to do to keep family safe, and that's the most important thing. And we then don't need to quarantine for like a month, which means that we can use that leave to do fun exploring things again as much as we can and as safely as we can. So that's the plan. I've had a couple of Christmases away from home before, so I know the drill. It's all right. This one's getting restless. Are we gonna have to go? Yeah, gonna say goodbye? Oh, let's say goodbye. Music nugget. You're so sweet. You just want cuddles. I'm gonna go because he's getting angsty. Well, actually, you seem to have calmed down now. It's the promise of me stopping talking to the camera and starting talking to you enough. Nugget. You're so sweet. I'm biting. Good boy. He's coming to stay for the weekend. For snacks. He's not mine. I watch him for my friend. But he comes to stay for the weekend, don't you? You're gonna come on to stay. I'm talking to you like you're a child. Yes. Annoying dog lady voice. Right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try and edit all the random things that I've said in this chat and the one before. And thank you so much for watching again. I'm sorry this week hasn't been that creative, and there will be more creative stuff in the future. I'm just not sure how the next couple of weeks is going to go. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and if you've liked what you've seen so far, if you've watched any of my other videos, let me know. Please give me a little thumbs up in the likes. It's so nice to see that, because then I can see exactly how many people are watching and enjoying what they're seeing, and it's really, really cool. So yeah, I'm gonna go and put him down because he's getting a bit bitey. Ooh, it's a little good. Bye.